Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today for another exciting English language learning adventure. Today's word is crazy. So, what does crazy mean? Well, at an A2 level, crazy is an adjective that means mentally ill or foolish. We use it to describe someone who is not thinking or behaving in a sensible way. It can also mean extremely enthusiastic about something. So let's dive deeper and explore how we use this word in everyday language. Now, let's talk about some synonyms for crazy. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings. One synonym for crazy is silly. For example, don't be silly. You can definitely do it. Another synonym is foolish. We might say, it was foolish of me to forget my umbrella. Another word we can use is mad. Sometimes people say, he's gone completely mad. Or we could say absurd. For instance, that's an absurd idea. Lastly, another useful synonym is ridiculous. For example, wearing a coat in summer is ridiculous. Now that we have explored synonyms, let's look at antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. An antonym for crazy is sane. For example, the doctor confirmed that the patient was sane. Another antonym is sensible. We could say, she made a sensible decision. Or consider the word rational, as in his argument was very rational. Another great antonym is reasonable. We could say, it's reasonable to expect good service in a restaurant. Finally, another helpful antonym is logical. For example, the detective presented a logical explanation of the crime. Now, let's move on to how we use crazy in everyday life. We use crazy in many different situations. For example, if someone is doing something very dangerous, we might say, that's crazy. If something is unbelievable, we can also say, that's crazy. When we talk about the weather being strange, we could say the weather is crazy today. Also, people say they are crazy about something they really like. Here are some more example sentences to illustrate how to use crazy effectively. My neighbor is crazy about cats. She has 10 of them. Or, the traffic was crazy this morning. I was late for work. Another example, he drove like a crazy person. We can also say, she must be crazy to climb that mountain without any equipment. You can also ask questions using crazy. Are you crazy, walking home alone so late? Or is it crazy to think that we can solve all the world's problems? Another useful phrase is crazy about. For example, I'm crazy about chocolate. Or, she's crazy about her new puppy. We can also use the phrase crazy for. For instance, he's crazy for pizza. Let's try a few more complex sentences. The movie was so crazy that I couldn't stop laughing. Another example, the idea seemed crazy at first, but it actually worked. It's crazy how quickly technology changes. Remember, crazy is a versatile word that can express a wide range of meanings, from mental instability to extreme enthusiasm. However, it's important to be mindful of the context and avoid using it in a way that could be offensive or hurtful. To recap, today we learned that crazy can mean mentally ill or foolish. We explored synonyms such as silly, foolish, mad, absurd, and ridiculous. We also looked at antonyms such as sane, sensible, rational, reasonable, and logical. Finally, we learned how to use crazy in everyday conversations and phrases. That brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me on Hello Word. I hope you found it helpful and informative. Before you go, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your support helps others find our show and continue their English language learning journey. Also, I encourage you to create your own sentence using the word crazy and share it as a comment under this video. I'd love to see how you're using the word. Keep practicing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode of Hello Word. Bye for now.